go. Going to pull down the heaven. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, start with shaking the 9 gates. It's loosening up the major joints of your body. Start with your hands. And start shaking your entire body. You want to get your heels off the ground so you're bouncing, sending a small shock wave through your body. That's breaking up adhesions in your internal organs. You want your muscles bouncing over your bones. Okay. A few more seconds. All right. Throw out the energy to the ends of your body. Okay. Wags his whiskers. Okay. You're loose. Remember, you're following. Your head follows your shoulders. Your hands can hit against you. That's actually, you're hitting some meridians which are waking up your internal organs. Okay, once you get warmed up, try to turn all the way around to look at the same spot on the wall behind you if you have enough flexibility to do that. If not, even when you're turning, you try to pick a point on each side and focus your eyes on there as you turn. Okay, we'll do crescent. You're reaching out, reaching up, and then you reach for the opposite wall. Okay, so reach out, reach over. Okay, so breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. You can follow your fingers and then turn your head so you're warming up your neck too. Breathe out. You want to be scrunching this side and stretching the other side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then one more time. In. Breathe out. Okay, splitting heaven and the earth. You've got a ball of energy. You turn it over. Goes down. The top hand goes up. You're pulling your fingers back, so you're working your forearms. And the front hand is pointing forward. The top hand is pointing the direction of your shoulders. So then switch. Okay, you're really stretching. You're pushing down. Pushing down, so you should really feel it. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. When you breathe out, have your hand go down your hamstring so you turn a little further. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Turn as you do it. Breathe in. Breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, now you're hooking together, you're pushing. They're coming up, whatever your shoulder flexibility is. If you don't have the shoulder flexibility or problems with your rotator cuff, just go as far as you can without hurting yourself. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna breathe in, breathe out. We breathe in, and we breathe out. We're gonna lean to the side. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands press the heavens, breathe in. This time when you breathe out, you're going to turn and look behind you. Breathe out, look behind you on the other side. Okay, breathe in, breathe out, press. In, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Turn. Missed her. I didn't see her in time. And one more time. We'll go through one more set. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, turn, breathe out. And breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so put your hands on your waist. We're just going to loosen up our waist a bit. Okay. Lift our waist, turn your hips. The other way. Okay, so what we're going to do now is loosen up our hip joints. So your knees coming up, you're pointing at one corner, it's going to point at the other corner and then come down. If you have trouble with your balance, you can just turn your hip, but at least even if you have trouble, try to keep weight. We're trying to build up your balance and your strength of your legs. So even if you can't lift your foot all the way off the ground, still try one leg. So that's up. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. You want to have, if you can, you want to have this leg, the weight with all the weight on a little bit bent, so you're having to use the muscles a little bit more. Now we're going to go the other way. So you point at that corner and come back and come down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Other leg. So you're pointing that corner. 1, 2. Want to make sure your knees switching because you're actually warming up your hip joint. 4, 5. Play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now you're just going to shake your foot out. You want to be loose just like when you're shaking your hand. Just trying to loosen up your ankle a bit. Okay, this side. All right, so we're going to do one more, which is breathing exercise. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to shift all your weight to one leg. Your hands come up. You're going to step out, heel toe, a Tai Chi step. And now as you go forward, your hands start out by going in the opposite direction because you're going to make a circle. You're going to go back, and then you're going to make a circle. You're coming up, and you're coming back. So you're standing up. You bend your legs, all your weights in one foot. Your hands come up by your face. Step out, heel toe, and then switch forward, and you're coming back. Okay, so here we go. So breathe in. Your hands are holding the ball, so they want to make sure your hands under each other. That way you have to turn your body. Okay, so breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, legs bent, stepping out, twisting your shoulders, up your spine, squeezing your internal organs, get them going. All right. So now there's one more part. So if you have high blood pressure or you have problems with dizziness or balance, you don't have to do the next part. So you're going to do this. This part's the same, breathing in. But when you get here, when you push out, you lean forward. All right, all the way down. So you can, if you have to, if you have balance problems, if you have high blood pressure, you should do it anyway. But use a chair and then the chair as you go down. Okay, so we'll do 3 of those. Breathe in, breathe out. Come back up. Breathe in, step out. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So there's one more in that set. So this goes the same. What's happening is, this is if you want to try to stretch out your hamstrings. So you're doing 1. This is all the same, but when you come back, you leave your leg out. And then as you breathe out, they call this stroking. Chinese Taoist masters have long white beards, at least in the movies. So they come out and you stroke your beard and you lean toward your foot. But you don't want to lean forward. That is, you don't want to have all the weight on this foot. You're building up your back leg. So even though you're going backwards, you're here. There shouldn't really be, there's a little bit of weight, obviously, like 10%, so you can balance yourself, but almost all your weight's on your back leg. So you're building up. So here, once again, if you have low blood pressure or if you have balance problems, you can hold a chair or something. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to do 3 of those. So bend down, step out, breathe in, leave your foot out there. Hands come down, breathe out, and you reach for that leg. You come back up, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One more each side. Breathe in, breathe in. All right, so all these things are actually part of different forms called, it's kind of a Taoist yoga. Right now we're just doing them to warm up, but what you can actually do if you're working on part of your body, like you want to stretch the back of your legs, you can do this one just 3 to 5 minutes, right? Each individual one. If you just want to stretch, that could be part of your stretching. You know, same with these. These are meant to open up your meridians. So you can actually do them if you just want to stretch sometime during the day. You can just do them. The first three, shake the 9 gates, this and the crescent. Those are all meant to warm you up. So you can actually do those. Those are actually parts of other forms, which we may get to sometime. All right. So we're going to do one more thing. We're going to hold our position to try to finish warming up our bodies. So your feet are about 2 shoulder widths apart. Your shoulders are against the wall, so you're not leaning forward. So you're straight. Slightly roll your pelvis in, so and knees shouldn't go past your toes. You'll hurt your knees. So you bend. Okay, so your hands are coming up. Okay, we'll do our 2 minutes of holding. You can practice. You want to breathe in, breathe out. Remember, we're doing abdominal breathing, so breathe in, push your lower abdomen out, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, what you want to try to do right now, and for this particular thing is, we're trying to calm ourselves, so you want to breathe in, say for 4 seconds, and then breathe out for 6 seconds. So breathe in, you want to stay down, you're building up your leg muscles and your will. Okay, that was 1 minute, we're halfway through. You want to do this, see if you can build it up to say 5 minutes. Breathe in, breathe out. You want to keep your knees bent, so you don't want to be standing up. You're building up strength in your lower body and your ankles. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, stay down, there's only 2 more breaths. Breathe out, and then breathe in, breathe out. All right, then you're going to stand up, reach up, gather the heavens, and then when you breathe out, you push your energy down to your abdomen. All right. So if you've been practicing your Tai Chi walking, probably you're frustrated because when you get to the end of the room, you have to stand up and turn around. So today, we're going to learn how to turn around. Okay, so we're just going to review. We've been doing this hand movement. You're holding a ball, and then you step forward. The lower hand of the leg that's in front goes up to about your chest height, and the other hand is like right now, it's like coming down to your navel. So we're doing this step. Okay, so that's called part the wild horse's mane. And we'll do it back and forth, but we'll just review. So we're here. Back foot's 45, you're dotting. Golden chi ball. Your foot comes out, it makes a C, comes down. There should be a channel in front. So you're coming down, you do heel, toe, and then as you shift forward, that's when you separate your hands. Okay, so now you come back, your weight shifts, your front leg, you want to shift forward, but you don't want your knee to go past your toe because otherwise you can hurt your knee. So you're shifting forward, then you're going to come back, you shift the weight onto the back foot again, and that brings up this foot. Now you can turn that foot, you turn it outward, so it's 45. For right now, your hands are just staying in the same position. So you're there, and then you dot. Now you're on the other side. So you're here, C-step, part, this comes back, you turn, and then when you dot, your hands go back. Okay, so we're gonna go back and forth just a few times. Just review. So we're here, you're stepping out, so stepping out, dotting. So 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So you're here, so you can breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Sorry. Yeah, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. We'll go across the room one more time. So we're here. Foot comes out, C-step. Okay. Okay, so you can breathe in as you're turning. Now you have the golden channel. Breathe out as you step. That's when you're attacking. So you're breathing out. So when you see the martial artists, kia, that's when they do their attack. So breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so now the exciting part. Here we go. So we're here, doing our C-step, come down. So when we shift back, we lift our heel and we're turning our foot to the outside. So it's 45 that way, and that way when we start, now we're facing this way. Okay, so do that again here. Now we're shifting, coming back. Is our foot's off the ground, so we turn that outward. Okay, and now we dot. Okay, now this time you do the same thing. You step out. We're stepping out. So we're stepping out. Okay, we're turning. We shift back just like before, but this time, instead of turning your foot out as you come back, you turn your foot in. So it's now 45 this way. And then when you dot, you end up facing the other corner. So now you've turned around. So you're here. Okay, so now instead of turning outward to go forward, you turn inward 45. And then when you dot, you've turned around. All right, so we'll just try that a couple times. So we're here, we'll just turn around. So we're here, you're gonna do your C-step, part your hands, come back. So you're gonna turn outward because we're going forward. So you turn the foot outward, you dot, now you're on the other side. You turn, do your step. But now this time when you come back, instead of turning outward, you want to go the other direction. So you're going to turn the front foot inward 45. And then when you dot, you're on the other side. So you're there, here, going forward. So you turn outward, step. Now you want to turn around. So when you come back, you turn the foot inward. And then when you dot, you're in the other direction. So go forward. And then turn inward to turn around. All right, so anybody have any questions about that? We'll do it for a few minutes. We'll go back and forth for a few minutes, but that's okay. Room's dark. Oh, that's okay. Hold on. Sorry, I see myself in there. It's
Thanks.
Is that a little better?
Yes. Thanks.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. I see myself on the screen. I looked great, but the exposure looked great. So we'll go back and forth. We'll just go back and forth a few times just so we get that. So that way we can practice our walking. We'll take like 2 steps and then turn. Okay, so here we're dotting, we're holding the golden chi ball. Okay, you do your C step. You know, your foot comes down, go forward. Just part the wild horse's mane. Come back, turn your foot outward. Step forward, come back, turn outward, and then dot. Okay, this time we're going to turn around. So we do our come back. Now we come back just like before, but instead of turning outward, we turn it inward. And so when we dot, see, we're in the other direction. Okay, so now we're going to turn. So you turn your foot inward, dotting. Okay, we can do it a couple times toward the camera. So we're here, holding the golden chi ball. We're dotting. We're doing our C step out. We're shifting, going back on the back leg. Okay, we're going forward, so we're turning our foot out 45 degrees, and then when we dot, we're facing this way. Out. We shift back. Now this time, if we wanted to go forward, we would turn out, but we want to turn around, so we're turning it in instead of out. So we turn it in, and then when we dot, we're facing the other. So here. So once again, here, if we turn out, we would go forward. We're going to turn in. And so when we dot, we've turned here. 1, 2, turn out, get to go forward. Here, step out. Okay, come back, turn inward to turn. Okay, so that's turning. So now if you want to practice, you can just go, even if it's a relatively small space, you can go back and forth. Turning this way, you're staying low the whole time. Remember, when you're doing this, you want, like when you're stepping, you're trying to build up your ankle, your balance, your ankle, and your leg strength. So you don't want to be standing up doing it. Otherwise, the way you're holding your body, you're not really putting pressure on your stress on your muscles. So you want the back leg, So your leg should stay always bent. So while you're doing it, this is part of the idea. They say Tai Chi builds up your balance, right, and your strength. So, but you have to do it right. You have to keep this leg bent, however much you can. The lower you, the more pressure there's obviously on it, right? So you can stay low while you're doing it, but that puts more pressure on your knees too. So you have to build up. All right. Just gonna, I guess next week. Oh, next. I'm going to send you another link. We're having a Mother's Day lesson, and I'm going to give that at this time slot. So I'll have to send you another link instead of this link. But it's very exclusive, either to have a mother to come. So everybody's invited, basically. But we're going to do a different link instead of this link because it's through Human Harmonies instead of QOL now. All right. So we're just going to, one other thing we're just going to review, and then we'll do our meditation, which is, I just want to review the posting because I want to get us into wave hands like clouds, but you have to remember your posting. So your feet are about 2 shoulder widths apart. Okay, so remember your posting. We'll just start out to review. Your posting, your body's shifting, your weight's shifting, but your hips are staying on the same level. So you're not either doing this, and this is kind of a unit right now. So you want this, when you get here, you want your body straight. And you don't want to be leaning forward. So it's the same thing. This is straight, so when you're shifting north, it's like you're up against a wall. All right. Okay, so just the shifting part, we're going to shift from side to side. So your head stays on the same height as you're shifting. Same, your hips, that means since your body's straight, you're up. That means your hips, in order for your head to be on the same height, your hips have to stay on, which is what you want because you're trying to project your energy sideways like that. So we're doing this. You also want to make sure this is a unit, so you also want to be head not moving. Do not do this, right? So the 2 things you do not want to do, the 3 things you don't want to do. 1, you have your head stay in the same place. The other one is you don't want to have your head move too much, because this is your, like I said, you're projecting your energy, but you also don't want to overextend, because then you're vulnerable. So you're shifting because your legs are always bent while you're doing it. Once again, you're working on your lower body strength, your ankle flexibility. Okay, so that's step 1. Okay, step 2 is Tai Chi is feet, waist, arms. So right now your feet are connected to the earth. They're pushing your waist. Then when you get to here, get posted on this side, your bones are properly stacked. You're going to turn your body. So what we're doing here is shift, turn, and then go back the other side, shift, turn. Okay, shift, turn, shift, turn, shift, turn, shift, turn, shift, turn. Okay, so now we're going to use our hands. For right now, just put them in front of your navel so they're pointing outward, or you can put them in front of your sternum like you're praying. So what you're doing is you're shifting and then you're turning. So you should see your hands should be shifting from side to side because they're now your waist. That means since your hands appear to be moving, that means that actually your waist are moving your hands since they're not moving relative to your body. And that's what you want to do. So you're shifting, turning, shifting, turning, shifting, turning. Okay, so we're going to do turning the millstone. So for turning the millstone, your hands just in front of your navel, and they go out and come back. So this is all they do. They're going back and forth. So out, in, out, in. So they're staying, just like your hands with here, they're staying, except for going in and out, they're staying still relative to your body. Okay, so here we go. You've got your hands in front. Okay, shift to one side and turn. So now your hands are pointing toward one of the corners. Okay, so you're going to shift back to the other side, just like before. But what happens this time is, as you shift back, you're going to push your hands out, which basically means they stay in the same spot. So you're there. See, my hands are staying in the same spot. So you're shifting, and now what do? After you shift, you turn. Your hands are not moving. Now you shift back to the other side, and as you shift back to the other side, you pull them in back into your navel, and then you turn. We're back to where we started. So shift to one side, your hands stay where they are. Now your arms are frozen. You're turning. Then when you come back, you pull your hands back into your navel, and you turn again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we want to speed up, but you want to still maintain all things. So as you're going out, you want to make it so you never stop moving. So you're here as you turn, then as you get posted, you're going to turn, and then as they come in, your hands come back in. It's like you've got to remember they're farmers, so they have a big millstone to grind the grain. So we're turning the millstone here. Okay, so now you can do it. So breathe in, breathe out. 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 Okay, so this is it. You're learning to move your body. You want your feet and your waist to control your body. It's supposed to be like a banner in the wind. You're blowing back and forth. It's, what's happening is your lower body is controlling your upper body. Your upper body is not just moving. Your lower body is moving it. So once again, these are things that you can practice. You should become very proficient because, like, for instance, next week or next class, what we're going to do is we're going to do wave hands like clouds. So your hand movement, just like this. So this hand movement is this. Your hand movement is like drinking water. So this is the hand movement for wave hands like clouds. But when you time it with the posting, it looks like this. It looks, but you're actually just doing this with your hands, right? But you have to learn to time it with your posting so that your waist, my hands aren't really moving, but my waist is moving my hands. All right. Okay. So any questions on that? Oh, there's another comment. I see light, not dark. Okay. So
looks fine to me.
sure. I'm not sure what's happening with Elena there, but okay. Unfortunately, we don't have time to do the thing. I hope you are at least seeing me a bit. So, okay, the last part is we're going to do our meditation. In 3 minutes. So you want your feet about shoulder width apart. You're grabbing the floor, your weight's on your heels, but you're grabbing the floor with your toes also, so you're connected to the earth. Your knees are soft, so you're not crouching, but they're not locked either. So your weight's evenly distributed. Okay, your same thing. A lot of is you see a lot of these things come up. You don't want to have your rear end sticking out, so you want to rotate your pelvis a bit, and then your kidney. It's almost like your kidneys are pushing against the wall. Once again, you're not leaning forward or back. It's like your back's against the wall, and then somebody's pulling you up. So they say your neck and back are like a string of pearls. You're being pulled down. Okay, so you're there. Okay, pull up your shoulders, pull them back, let them relax. There's like a ping pong ball under your arm, so your arms aren't clutched up, they're slightly out. Okay, so there's different hand movements. The hand movement we're doing now is for spring, for the tree. So we're like a tree. It's blowing against us, so we're creating a slight pressure. We're lightly pushing against the wind with our hands, and our kidneys are slight pressure against the wall behind us, if we were against a wall. So we're there. Okay, so we're going to breathe in. You breathe in with your abdomen, and then you breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, we're going to just check a few things about our positions. Keep breathing. So when you breathe in, you want your tongue to go to the top of your mouth, just behind your teeth. And then when you breathe out, you can drop it. Breathe in, lift your tongue. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift your tongue. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift your tongue. Breathe out. Drop it. Okay, also we have pull the edges of your mouth back. You have a Buddha smile. Continue to use your tongue to breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, keep breathing. So the other part of meditation is doing visualization. And so in this case, when we breathe in, we're imagining energy coming from the earth and filling us up. Goes in, we breathe in through the soles of our feet to our heart, and then we breathe out. It goes out and comes out our palms and collects around us. So breathe in. Your body's filling from energy from the earth, and then breathe out. It's going from your heart down your arms to your palms, and then coming out your palms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Golden energy from the earth. The color of the earth is gold. Breathe out. Breathe in. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Breathe out. Breathe in. Push out your abdomen. We're doing abdominal breathing. Breathe out. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. You're grabbing the floor. You want to be connected to the earth. So you're grabbing the floor with your toes and your heels. You have a slight arch. Breathe out. Breathe in, drawing energy from the earth to your heart. And then breathe out. Flows out down your shoulders, your arms to your palms, and falls, gathers around you. Okay, so now we're going to bring our hands together. Up, we're going to pull down the heavens. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then breathe in. Breathe out. Okay.